This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Thursday, January 18th, 2024. I'm Alex Brown. A bill being considered by the Senate Tax and Fiscal Policy Committee would allow communities throughout the state to establish tourism improvement districts designed to help market and develop their areas. Indiana Tourism Association Executive Director Carrie Lambert says the effort is one that has been in the works for several years.
The goal is for this to be enabling legislation that locally could be passed. And it's an assessment that a majority of businesses would approve, and they would then be a part of saying how those funds would be used.
Funds raised through the district could be used for capital investments or to support marketing efforts aimed at attracting more visitors to a specific geographic area. A manufacturer of electric golf carts and other low-speed vehicles headquartered in South Carolina has announced plans to set up shop at the River Ridge Commerce Center in Jeffersonville. Bintelli plans to invest more than $4 million to establish an assembly and distribution center at the business park and create up to 67 jobs. The Mad Anthony's Foundation has announced Jim and Tom Marcuselli, owners of Fort Wayne-based Star Financial Group, as this year's Red Coat recipients. The recognition is given annually to individuals who have made a positive impact on the Fort Wayne region and the state. They'll be honored at the Foundation's annual gala in October. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Looking for a great way to tip off the 2024 NBA All-Star Weekend in Indy? I'm Gary Dick, inviting you to join business and community leaders from throughout the state at the Economic Club of Indiana Luncheon, sponsored by IBJ Media. It's February 15th at noon at the Indiana Convention Center. I'll be interviewing NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, giving you an inside look at the league and all things All-Star Weekend. Reserve your ticket or table for 8 now at economicclubofindiana.com.
An Indiana Senate panel unanimously advanced a bill on Wednesday that would prohibit health insurers from requiring prior authorization for routine medical services, federally approved prescription drugs, emergency health care, and other services.
The move comes as the federal government and private insurers are trying to shorten the timeline for approving medical care for millions of Americans for a wide range of procedures, from surgeries and specialty care to CT scans and physical therapy. The Senate Health and Provider Services Committee voted 11-0 to move Senate Bill 3 out of committee. The bill would limit health insurers from requiring prior authorizations to less than 1% of any given specialty or healthcare service, and 1% of healthcare providers overall in a calendar year. Many insurance companies require physicians and patients to get prior authorization for a covered service before the insurer will agree to pay for that service. The bill's author, Republican Senator Tyler Johnson of Leo, an emergency physician, said the original idea behind prior authorization was that it could contain healthcare costs, but is now seen as a huge hurdle to patients. The bill would also eliminate prior authorization requirements for emergency services, routine care, and common prescription drugs. Kate Sharon, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indianapolis-based junk removal company Fire Dogs is again adding to its portfolio. The company announced this week it has acquired Joseph's Junk Removal in Atlanta, though financial details of the deal are not being disclosed. The deal closed on January 5th. Fire Dogs said Joseph's Junk Removal will continue operating under its current brand name with existing leadership in place. The company's 25 employees are also being retained. The deal comes less than a year after Fire Dogs acquired 2 companies in the Northeast, Junk Bear in Connecticut and Lugaway Junk Removal in Boston. Do It Best Corporation CEO Dan Starr is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.